Welcome to this week's episode of Whole Wheat Costa. We have a beer table here. Kev has a beer that matches his women, cheap and plentiful.
So we decided, and
Yeah.
JD's is real hipster bullshit.
Well, it's not really hipster. It's just it's seasonal, and it's expensive. And I bought a whole case, and people always ask me, "Hey, can I get some?" And I always tell them, "No, buy your own beer."
So you heard it here. JD Costa would prefer a whole case of women. He does not value women.
I
Not a
guess so.
feminist.
Yeah.
I'm drinking the 32-ounce Miller High Life because for $5 I got 3 weeks worth of podcasting beer.
$5.10.
$5.10, which I have to Venmo.
No, actually, yeah, I got you $5 worth of beer.
So finally installed Venmo.
Yeah,
Although
which
we're
is-
just at a place where everyone thought that JD's name was Jamie, so that's probably what we're gonna call him from now on the podcast.
He's everyone was real old and mostly Danish.
Jamie is a common name in Denmark.
I guess so.
I just made that up, but
Yeah. So most people are lazy and they just call me Jay, and that's fine because I kind of like that. And then
now it's Jamie.
yeah, I introduce myself and they're like Jamie. I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
You know. So
Call him like James and stuff as we're going.
so what we did tonight, because we promised last week or a couple days ago, or whenever iTunes lets me post this, we went to a cheesecake party tonight, and it was delicious.
And all of our loyal listeners won't be disappointed. We have stories.
Yeah. So it's exactly what you think it was. There was like,
I disagree because I knew we were going to a cheesecake party, but there was like way fucking more cheesecake than I thought there was going to be. I wasn't prepared for
so
it.
it blew your expectations.
Yes.
Yeah, there was about, I'd say, 20 cheesecakes, 20 different cheesecakes, like Puerto Rican mocha.
Maybe 1,000 cheesecakes.
There's definitely not 1,000 cheesecakes.
I'm going to post a picture of it on the website. I don't know that we have a website yet, but
or just the Lisbon page.
yeah,
or,
there'll be
whatever.
something.
Or the YouTube page.
Maybe.
We're working on whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, we had Puerto Rican mocha, which was delicious. There was.
I don't know how to be Puerto Rican though.
I don't know. It just it was. That was what it was called. Don't ask me why. Then there was a kiwi one, or it was called like Australian cheesecake or something like that.
Yeah, because the
And,
Kiwis.
Yeah, which doesn't make sense because New Zealand's the Kiwis. But whatever.
Maybe was it New Zealand cheesecake? And we're just fucking with the joke.
Yeah, it's New Zealand.
Yeah, it was New Zealand cheesecake. Yeah.
Okay. They had triple cherry double chocolate.
Just so you know, the next 10 minutes of the podcast will be us naming. It's going to be a real George R. Martin sort of podcast.
Yeah.
We're going to intimately describe every cheesecake, how it made us feel, what they looked like, what they tasted like.
Lingonberry.
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 So the lingonberry. So I was eating it. I'm making small talk with this much older Danish lady.
Yeah.
And I was
Who
like,
actually who looked 20 years younger than she actually was. She
Yeah.
was 79.
Yeah,
she
she's
could
79.
pass for like 60.
yeah. So I'm making small. I'm like, God, for the time, the only other time I've ever seen lingonberries is like at IKEA. She's like, well, I lived in Sweden for 3 years. And I'm like, well, never mind. I'm leaving. And then she's like, oh no, I like IKEA too. Like she really made me feel better about it.
Yeah.
It was good. This 79-year-old lady really felt bad for me.
Yeah.
So
Now, can I continue with my arduous list of?
yes.
Okay. Salmon.
That was the best one.
Yeah. Peanut butter and jelly.
Berthold also liked.
Berthold, very nice lady.
Yeah, I called her Birdie by the end. We were
Yeah.
like real tight.
Yeah, found her on Facebook.
Yeah,
You guys are best friends.
Yeah.
You know.
we took a bunch of selfies together.
Most of the people there were at least 60 and over, which I warned Kevin. But that's fine. They were all very nice.
Most people interact with their 60 and over. So
Yeah, they talked about their grandchildren who were our age.
yeah.
And then this guy, my favorite guy of the night, was Ron. He comes in, he's like, Ron, I'm old.
That's the only thing interests me.
Yeah,
I'm real old.
yeah.
I've been old for a long time. That's what he said.
Yeah. And then he had 3 separate and distinct stories about banana splits, which was the most interesting thing ever because he told the same story, but they were all distinct in their own little ways.
Yeah.
He likes banana splits for lunch.
I kind of felt like since he prefaced his whole thing with that he is very old, that basically whatever he talked about was advice for how do you get to real old. So I feel like banana splits are probably the answer. It's probably the potassium of the bananas.
Yeah.
I don't know how the ice cream plays a part. I mean,
Yeah.
further testings indicate it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all he mentioned was ice cream, which was kind of weird, rude because we were at a cheesecake thing. Like,
Yeah, he was like, "Fuck the cheesecake."
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
yeah, he's like, yeah, but let me name off all these ice creams I've ever had. And
Yeah, it was real like low key passive aggressive. That guy hates Torben, man.
I don't even know how he showed up.
Yeah.
And then
he just came to talk shit.
yeah,
This guy's 79 years old. He has to come to a cheesecake party to talk shit
Yeah.
to a Danish guy.
yeah. What was Birdie's name?
Bertold.
Bertold.
Yeah.
Her husband, and I was like, and I knew he was from North Jersey, like you could tell by his accent. But I was like, so you guys both from Denmark? And he's like, nah, I'm from North Jersey. I'm like, yeah, I know that. You know, I was just trying to be polite.
No one wants to admit they're from North Jersey, apparently.
Yeah, everyone from North Jersey's like, yeah, I'm from North Jersey, not New Jersey. So here's my thing about New Jersey. I grew up. There was North Jersey, and then there was South Jersey and the Shore.
Yeah.
That's all there was. Now people are like, there's Central Jersey. I'm like,
I don't
no,
know what
you're
that
an
is.
idiot. There's no such thing as Central Jersey. The state's 100 miles long. You don't need three distinct areas.
Yeah, it's not like Pennsylvania where
Yeah.
was it? There's Philadelphia and there's Pittsburgh and then there's like Alabama in between the two.
Right.
Is the saying, but
Yeah. I mean, like the top of Philadelphia County is pretty much like if you go straight across, that's pretty much the top of South Jersey, and then above that's North Jersey. That's all you need to know.
And then we're at this cheesecake party, and then all the younger Danish women come in, and Jada's like, "Oh, we go pick up Carmen."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay."
I don't believe they're Danish.
They were blonde.
Well,
you know,
I believe we were looking for podcast hosts.
Torben was rolling in bitches. Is
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
I believe they were Torben cheesecake hosts.
Yeah, they were cheesecake hosts. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could tell.
They showed up. They were like, "Where's Torben? Also the cheesecake. I'll give him my money now."
You remember the old like Garnier Fructis commercial or whatever? Like the woman washed her hair and she's like having an orgasm in the shower.
Yeah.
That was these girls eating cheesecake. It was
Right.
it was totally inappropriate for an old person.
Then we tried to make suggestions, and they ignored us completely. They're like,
Well, why don't you feed her the cheesecake?
yeah. Go talk to Birdie over there.
Yeah. So that they validated our two female fans.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we did. So it's our first after location podcast.
Right.
I mean, we don't even know enough about podcasting to actually publish any of these yet. So we couldn't do an on location podcasting. Plus, I feel like the old guy would have like talked shit about it the whole time, like low key. You know, it'd have been like, oh yeah.
When I was your age,
yeah.
we just sat around, ate ice cream, and talked. We didn't need all this technology.
He was talking about how much he loves YouTube videos. The podcast.
Yeah. When I want to watch people sit around and talk, I just watch it on YouTube. I don't listen to it between headphones. Come on. He's like, I log on to my AOL and we go on the YouTube.
So the only issue going to this was, so I should leave work on time so we could get there, and JD requested that I dress differently because
last week he wore a white T-shirt with brown pit stains, and all I did was ask him, "Don't wear a shitty T-shirt here."
So I'm wearing a gray T-shirt so you can't see the pit stains.
Right.
That was my plan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was actually thinking about it this week. So I'm a little depressed at like my wardrobe currently because if you go back to, I feel like I always refer to like my like shallow time, like a few years ago. I definitely dressed really well. I had all new, button-down shirts and dress pants and ties, and
Now,
that's basically what I wore like all the time.
now all your dress clothes are what, your old grandfather? That's like two sizes too big.
No, we were like pretty close in size. But
no, that shirt was giant.
oh yeah, well, some of those shirts, but like the pants fit pretty well. Yeah, I have like a whole dead guy ensemble. But yeah, so I used to dress really well. I mean, like probably like, I would say most days out of the week I was like in a button-down shirt, if not a tie as well. I was like real fancy. And then, I have the whole divorce stuff and then like basically living out of a box. And then I just like slowly convert it from like wearing a shirt and tie to work to like wearing scrubs more and more to work. But now I realize that I'm basically in scrubs sometimes like 7 days a week and for like the majority of the day. And it was like kind of depressing the other day. I actually ran home and got changed just to like not be in scrubs for a little while because, I mean, essentially I'm, in scrubs, all day Monday, and like if I come over to podcast, like I just run home and eat dinner, so I don't get changed. Tuesday and Thursday, when I get my son, I run out there. I don't stop home first to get changed. So like all these days, I'm in scrubs till 9 or 10 o'clock at night. Like I essentially wake up in the morning, put scrubs on, and then I'm in them until I go to bed. And then even on the week when I work the weekends, I work 12-hour shifts on the weekends. So from 6 in the morning until 9 o'clock at night, I'm in scrubs. So I don't know. I'd like make an effort the other day to like get home and like just put on like regular basketball shorts, like just something that wasn't scrubs.
I make almost no effort now. Before, after my ex left me, I would always wear like even to work. Like I'd wear jeans and like a halfway decent shirt. I wouldn't leave the house without jeans or like in the summer khaki shorts. And now
I had a lot of fancy shorts too. I don't wear them anymore.
No, yeah, fancy like nice shorts, like nice sneakers to wear with, or shoes to wear with shorts or whatever. I don't even wear those out. Like I get home, I take my basketball shorts off. I take a shower, put new basketball shorts on, and like a plain T-shirt. Like I've gone out with my brother. Like we've gone to the bar and like he dresses real nice. Irons a shirt, wears like nice pants, puts on cologne. I'll take a shower, I'll shave, and then I'll put on slightly nicer basketball shorts and a T-shirt. And I'm like, you can't talk to girls in that. And I'm like, well, I am. It doesn't always work.
Maybe that's your problem. I think we just solved right here on the podcast.
Yeah. And I feel like it works, but it works like when I go out, like, and I try to talk to ladies, like I talk to them. And when I go out to dress nice, I feel like I have to talk to someone. So I'm way less I'm way less relaxed, and like if I dress real comfortable, I'm more relaxed. So I have better conversations and everything, and then I'm like,
better conversations with the kind of girls that want like a guy wearing basketball shorts out at the bar.
Yeah, but if I'm going out to the bar, I'm not looking for relationship girls. Come on.
Yeah.
Once again, JD's not a feminist.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh yeah, the one time I think it was after like one of our divorces was final.
I think I won that.
You did win. You were first, but
Yeah.
but I remember you said to like meet you out at a bar, and I thought we were going to like friggin' like the elbow room down the corner. That's like a little shithole, and so it was like fairly late for me on a weekday. And so I had like I didn't have like nice basketball shorts on. I like ones that you would like wear to bed, and like a T-shirt. And like I get in the car and I start driving, and I'm like, oh, where are we meeting? And you're like, oh, we're meeting at. I didn't forget what it was. It was like this like fancy ass like bar with like a fireplace in the middle, and I'm in like essentially what I would wear to bed.
I go out. I've actually I go to a fancy bar now because they have like a great beer selection, and I used to dress nice every single time I go in there. And then the bartender's like, "What do you do for a living? You always dress like nice." And I'm like, "Oh, I ship stuff. Like I ship hazardous packages overseas." And she's like, "Oh," she's like, "Well, what do you wear to work?" And like one day I show up and wear to work, and now she's like, "Oh, that's fine." And so now I show up in basketball shorts. Like I'm sitting there, like if I go in there a Friday or Saturday night, I'll dress kind of nice, but the rest of the week I don't care at this point. Flip flops, basketball shorts, T-shirt.
See, I don't know. I don't really care about the beer selection. I used to be about that life. I definitely used to be the beer snob and get the super expensive beers. Loved like the Blue Chimay and shit. Yeah. Pretty happy with the Miller High Life.
Yeah.
Like just like whatever's cheapest that I can get. I don't care.
I'm not a beer snob.
Yeah.
Because I'll drink anything.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy trying new stuff.
Yeah. So you again like your beer like your women.
Yeah. Just new.
Just like the Miller High Life.
Yeah. I'll try something new every week.
The big can.
No, I think for you it's okay. Big
Yeah.
can, just you know, quantity over quality. I'll take quality once a
Yeah.
week.
Yeah. So I think so I feel like every time we're about to podcast, I get super nervous because I feel like we have nothing to talk about. I feel like our first like 3 weeks we didn't actually save any of them because they were terrible. But our first week that we saved, we had like a list of like 5 or 6 topics, and like we like thought about it somewhat beforehand. And since then, like we've each come with a couple topics, but I feel like every time it feels like, well, how are we going to talk about this for like an hour?
We never make it to my topics though.
Yeah, your topics suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to hear JD's topics. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
I'll give you guys a warning. Like if wherever it's like a JD topic, I'd be like, just get out now.
Fast forward
Yeah.
to 47 minutes 30 seconds.
Yeah. That's the joke I was gonna make.
Yeah.
But so I feel like I always like panic, like look something up. Like last week, since we did it on a Thursday, in the last couple of weeks we talked about Game of Thrones. Before then, I had to look up the Game of Thrones synopsis real quick because I'm like, I know there's things I want to talk about, but I don't remember. This week I literally just Googled I started with interesting things, and then it autocompleted to interesting things to talk about, and it led me to a website, which I wrote down in poor handwriting. Shynesssocialanxiety.com, which is essentially a website where you can enter your email address, and it looks like they email you topics to talk about with people. If you have like a lot of I guess if you have a lot of social anxiety, so you can like, I guess, pretend to be a normal human being. I just think that's like really fascinating that there's definitely people out there that probably use this website that like have to really like telegraph out like normal conversation that like don't just get how it works. I think that's pretty fascinating. I don't know. I mean, you're the like psychology and sociology person, so it'd be probably more to say about that.
So here's the thing about me. 90% of the time, I have no problem talking to someone. For instance, this Saturday I went to a comedy show. My work friend Hector, and he's like always says like I'm so jealous. You can just start a conversation with anyone and you can talk to them for hours. I'm like, yeah, but not all the time. It doesn't work all the time. So we're walking through the Borgata.
Oh, this is a JD topic, by the way, guys.
We're walking through the
3543.
Yeah. So we're walking through the Borgata, and I keep stopping, and I ask like people for directions, and then we're at the box office waiting for people. I'm talking to them, and he's like, "You just talk to anyone." So I don't think I ever have to go to this website.
No, I mean maybe not. But I don't know. I kind of want to sign up for it and like see, and maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll sign up for it and experiment and sort of report back here, like whatever topic they give me. I'll try to talk to a couple people about it. And sort of see how it goes during the week. It sort of made me think a couple things though. One is that, and I haven't gone to it yet. I kind of want to go to it right now, but I feel like, and I just did it, but I feel like it's distracting whenever JD goes on the phone during the podcast. I just went on my phone a minute ago, so I was thinking in my head I was probably being rude, but I kind of want to look at it now. There's a website that's on 95 both ways. There's a sign for it.
What's the website?
eatcleanbro.com.
No, dumbass. The website on your topic.
Shit, hang on one second.
ECleaver.com?
Oh, so it's Shynesssocialanxiety.com is the 50 interesting conversation topics. And it says, enter your email to learn my 3-step technique for always knowing what to say next. No more struggling to carry on a conversation. No more awkward silences, ... which implies a silence. I don't know if that's deep or not. You can enter your email here to get the conversation technique.
So what's the other website?
You know what? I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know if that was the website or a pop-up ad.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a pop-up ad because I'm on it now and I'm like,
no. I take back all the shit I just said. No, so we're not going to do it.
So $47 a month.
Yeah,
So
no, okay.
that's,
yeah, don't we don't endorse the pop-up ad.
Yeah. We actually don't endorse anything.
Yeah.
Except for this Miller High Life here.
Yes.
32 ounces, 171 calories.
You know what just made me think of actually was interesting. The one doctor I work with who's like a pretty personable guy. I think he's pretty interesting, and I think he's really good talking to patients. He's very, very conversational. You get the sense like that like, when he's really like talking to a patient, that it's, not just like he is like very holistic sort of approach. One of the things I always think is interesting is like if he's doing like a more delicate exam on someone, and it's like a little weird to actually say it because they'll like, be, examining someone's balls and shit. But we'll always ask them like, oh, what do you do for fun? Just like to take their mind off it and like get a little extra information about the person. I always I think that's interesting. But again, it always happens at like sort of awkward looking moments. But just basically like, I don't know if you're enjoying this down here, but what would you normally do for fun besides this going on right here?
It's like going to a proctologist and he's like, "Yeah, you like shoulder massages and like you feel something in your ass and he's massaging your shoulders and you're like, huh?"
But yeah, so before next week, I will go on eatcleanbro.com.
Eat clean.
Eatcleanbro.
Eatcleanbro.com.
Eatcleanbro.com.
Yeah.
So I pass by it every day, and every time I say in the car, "Oh, eatcleanbro.com. I'm going on it when we get home," and then I forget by the time we get home. But for some reason, Kelly's against me going on the website, so she must have already gone on it, and it's got to be it must be something stupid. But but the other thing that the topic made me think of was
I put in eat clean and it came up
bro.com.
Yeah.
What's on the website? Anything we could quickly summarize here?
Oh, it's a meal delivery service.
Oh, really?
Right.
That's kind of disappointing. That's not that exciting.
Yeah. Well, the first thing they have on there looks like deep fried chicken with cheese, tomatoes, and lettuce.
I feel like that's not eating clean, bro.
Yeah. Oh, listen to the name of this one thing. It's Jamaican, dude, under 400 calories.
So it actually does sound kind of interesting. Maybe I'll look at it because we did Blue Apron for a little while, and I really liked it because I definitely learned some cooking things that I didn't know because they give you very specific instructions, and it takes you forever to cook a friggin' meal. But it's kind of cool to see ingredients you don't know and to like get some specific cooking techniques I didn't know. Like I learned I was definitely using too much oil whenever I cooked and stuff. Like you only need a little bit for most things.
So here's some of the meals that they have. Bro Science, Mr. Clean, Burner's Barbecue, General Bros Chicken.
Oh, General Bros Chicken.
Yeah. Crack. No Carb Bro.
It's just crack.
Yeah. Plain Jane.
It's not a meal. It's just dessert.
Yeah. That's about it. Yeah.
So I know Kelly would never listen to this podcast. So when a box shows up that says it's from eatcleanbro.com, she'll be very surprised.
Yeah. Eatcleanbro.com. Yeah, we got General Bros Chicken.
Yeah. But
it's a good selling point. I wanna buy it right now because I want that.
Yeah. But no, it was cool to get the Blue Apron box too because it was all really fresh stuff in there. Like for like the kids liked opening the box and seeing all the stuff or whatever. And like it was fun to make the meals. I mean, it worked well for us because it's basically just me and Kelly eating because the kids don't eat any normal food. So we're basically making dinner for two and then like making like waffles and shit for them. But so like if you actually had like a bigger family, I think they do bigger family boxes, but I think they're like a lot more expensive. So I don't know.
So you bought the three nights, 2 meals box?
Yeah, it's like $60 a week. So it's like $20 a meal, which is like kind of expensive for cooking at home. But if you think about like it essentially replaces like one fancy dinner out. And like some of the dinners are pretty fancy when you make them. Like it's kind of worth it.
Well, yeah, you guys gave me a sign-up code. Yeah. Also, this isn't an advertisement. You guys gave me a sign-up code, and I had this like Alfredo kale thing, and I've never cooked kale right, and it tells you how to.
Yeah,
cook
me
kale.
too. I learned how to cook kale from that.
Yeah, and now I eat it, and like you put any flavors you want.
Kale's
delicious.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, and so I want to do stand-up. And like I watch a ton of stand-up and I write jokes and everything. And a lot of there's two things. A lot of stand-ups have these stupid little jokes. It's about Starbucks prices and kale, right?
You know what they say about kale?
Yeah, and then they like have the price they make up.
You guys can't see the elbow gesture. I just made.
And then I go to Starbucks like probably twice a week to get coffee, and I've never spent more than like $2.25.
It's really not crazy expensive.
Yeah,
I mean, if you buy the other shit, it is. But
yeah, but like if you want to go there for coffee, it's 30 cents more than Wawa for the same size coffee, and it's better coffee. Like,
See, I disagree. Starbucks coffee makes me feel lightheaded.
oh, but I
So
think it tastes better. Like
yeah.
I go to a local coffee shop, and the one coffee they have, it kind of has a fruity flavor. You don't need to add sugar,
Hmm.
and it's all natural. And I think like so, there's no sugar, and it's like a natural sweetness. It's no bitterness, and I really like that. And I pay a little extra because I enjoy that
Hmm.
more. And then the second joke a lot of comedians make is about kale. Like, who the hell eats kale? And I'm like,
Kale's pretty awesome.
once you cook it, like it's like anything else. It's a superfood.
Yeah.
If you cook it right, get it nice and tender, you can add any flavor to it.
Yeah.
You know,
It just soaks up flavors.
or you can like steam it because that's the best way to cook it. And then you can put it away. And if you want, like, put in some olive oil or some garlic, or you can make it sriracha or anything. So it's like a very versatile. Like, I can't even make jokes about it. I'm like, I like it.
So the problem with kale cold though in a salad.
No one eats kale cold.
So I went on a kick for a few weeks where we ate these kale salads. I was probably like a little skinnier then. Part of it was because if you go to Walmart, this is our third advertisement of the night. You go to Walmart, you get like a whole whatever denomination kale comes in for like $1. So essentially like and then once you break it up and pull the leaves off and stuff, I think we got 6 full, like enough for a lunch salads out of it. I mean, he had some other stuff, but I mean, essentially like 15 cents worth of kale is enough for like a hungry adult to eat, like and eat a salad to totally replace lettuce.
Yeah, when you cook it, there's enough for like a family of 6.
Yeah. So, but the only problem was with it. So, just like I guess when you cook it, like it soaks up all the flavors. Like it does the same thing with your salad dressing. So it becomes super unhealthy because, like, I don't know, I would put like a normal amount of salad dressing on it, and it was like bone dry because the kale just like completely absorbs the salad dressing and it's gone. So I guess the positive kale, 15 cents is enough to make a salad, but you need a whole $3 bottle of salad dressing to eat it.
But it's almost inedible, not cooked. Like,
Yeah.
It's like it's the shit that they put chicken fingers on at diners, you know. So it's to eat it properly. I really feel like you have to cook it, and
Yeah, maybe.
you have to steam it. Then it gets a little more moisture. Then you can put other flavors on it.
Yeah.
I mean, once you start putting salad dressing on it, like it's still going to give
Like,
you all. Yeah,
it's gone.
it's going to give you all the vitamins and nutrients, but
Yeah. And you also need about 1,000 calories of salad dressing.
right. So I ate salads for about 6 months one time, and it was terrible. And I don't like any salad dressing because I don't like mayo. I don't like oil and vinegar. I like them all separate, but it's just weird. I'm a weird guy, so I never use salad dressing. So I just got used to eating everything without dressing.
Well, that's super
Yeah.
healthy.
Yeah, and like at first it tasted terrible, and then you just get used to it like anything else.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly need to go back to eating peanut butter and jelly. That's my health food.
Oh, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
I eat 3 eggs or 2 eggs with bacon,
Yeah.
and then a peanut butter and jelly every day at work.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's a bad meal. I mean, so when I lost a lot of weight through diet, I mean, I essentially I ate all the time. I just ate like reasonable portions all the time. But what I did, I did very regimented. I would drink like a big cup of like skim milk with instant breakfast every morning, and then like a couple hours later, I'd eat like a banana or like a low calorie cereal bar. And then like an hour later, I eat another thing, like one of those 2 things. And then at lunch, I'd eat like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And then I'd eat like another banana or cereal bar in the afternoon. Like I was eating like 3 bananas or cereal bars a day, 1 or 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And then I would honestly have like a shitty dinner. I'd have like pizza or something for dinner. But I was just like, you know,
ruined all that progress.
no, that's the thing. But I mean, like I ate so healthy the rest of the day, and I was doing that thing, which I guess worked for me anyway, where I was like constantly eating a little bit, I guess, to keep your metabolism up or whatever.
Multiple small meals.
Yeah. So I essentially did like the 6 small meal thing, and then it got to the point where like, my stomach wasn't like stretched out all day. So then like even though I ate unhealthy dinners, I wasn't eating like a ton of food. And I mean, I lost about 30 pounds in about 6 months without like starving or like, I mean, I never really felt that hungry, I didn't like, there was like junk food and stuff I wanted to eat that I had to like willpower not eat, but it was never like I was like, oh, I'm so hungry, like I need to eat something. I ate all day long. It was just so much preparation, and that's the issue where I'm at now. Like, like I'm at the point where I finally want to start eating that stuff again, because like the stuff I ate for lunch is like terrible. Like I've eaten for the last week teriyaki noodles because they're 67 cents. But I mean they're my sodium for the whole week basically, like every day at lunch. And I'm starting to get like lightheaded some of the time and stuff. And I mean I have a bad heart to begin with, or like I have a heart condition anyway. I guess my heart works fine when it works. It just doesn't want to work all the time.
That's the one healthy thing on me, my heart.
Yeah. But so I feel like I should take better care of it again. But I mean, like I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna like make a peanut butter jelly sandwich, and then like I like manage people, so then it's like one person calls out, another person's like, my car broke down on the parkway, like, and then it's like, well, I guess I gotta rush to work because I'm the only one there, right. Like. I don't know, and then I eat my 2,000 milligrams of sodium.
Why don't you just make a peanut butter and jelly the night before?
I'm so sleepy at night.
Just stop making that
So
stupid excuse. It
sleepy.
takes 30 fucking seconds, you idiot.
So sleepy. I don't know. You think you like date a girl and you work 12 days in a row and shit, she'd make you lunch. But I mean,
do you ever ask her?
I mean, I've implied it.
Why don't you just? You have two solutions: make it at night,
Yeah.
or just ask her.
Yeah.
I want something, but I'm not going to take any of the steps to get there. I just wanted to appear. Is basically what you're saying.
That's how I like life to work.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm gonna hold out for that. I mean, if any of our listeners make a great peanut butter and jelly sandwich,
Send them in.
send them in.
Yeah.
Leave it in the comments below or above or like over the video or like wherever this might be posted.
Yeah. We'll just
and by video I mean it might become a static image at some point
Yeah.
over top of us talking.
Right.
I don't know.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the thing I was thinking about before we talked about eatcleanbro.com was really weird person that I met, but it was kind of cool when I met them. This is like a long time ago. So I'm really bad with faces, which I think might be why I like. I don't know. Me and JD were talking about this earlier, and he likes all these like girls that are like I guess pretty or attractive, but I just like don't find them that interesting. I think like people that I find like sexy or like interesting looking. I think part of it might be I'm like terrible at like recognizing people's faces. Like I have a very specific memory. Like the girl I dated in high school, I dated her for like 3 years. And like 2 years into our relationship, like she was like walking up from somewhere, and someone was like, "Oh, is that the girl?" And I was like, "I really don't know." I'm like, I really couldn't tell you for sure. I think it's her, but I don't know. I have something in my brain that prevents me from doing that. Which is still just tough working in medicine to like not recognize people because you have to fake your way through a lot of conversations.
I date a lot of girls with weird noses.
Huh, so that's your thing.
Yeah, ask my brother about it. He's like, yeah.
But I met this one guy and it was cool because I guess it made me think like maybe there is just a brain thing. I'm not like crazy. When I was in maybe my freshman year of college, I was working with my dad we were working on some houses, and we did a little side job for this guy who was like a mathematician, and he was telling us a story about like when he first started dating his wife. And he thought she was super attractive and like he was like all head over heels about her, but like he couldn't remember anything about her, and like not like he didn't care, like he just couldn't remember anything about her. So he literally carried
personality or physical appearance.
Like he carried a picture of her with her name written on it in his wallet for the first year that they dated, and like he would look at it sometimes before they would meet up.
Oh, that's even like weirder than things I've done. I mean, I've never done anything weird, but
well, he just in his brain just couldn't like hold that information in. I don't understand the neuroscience behind it, but just whatever, that part of his brain didn't work essentially. So it took like a long time for even like this person that he loved to like face the name and stuff to get like burned into his brain.
It's things because I'm bad with names and like faces, like connecting them.
Yeah,
like terrible with it. But I can see people and not their faces, and I learned this over the last couple of years.
he just looks at the booty.
Yes, that too. But
That's Jamie.
can you bend over? I am part dog, so. But I learned this. What helps me remind me of people is the way they move, their behavior when they move,
Yeah.
and then I remember them because
Yeah.
people change things about themselves all the time, like their haircuts, uh, their makeup, their facial hair, or the way they talk, or their personality, depending on who they're hanging out with. So you could change that all the stuff, but the most notable thing is their behavior of the way they move, because no matter what you do, unless you become paralyzed, you're always going to move the same way.
It's interesting. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, one of my like dreads, like one day a week I do procedures in the office, and and so like somebody will come back with their family member, and if it's like a real old person that needs help getting dressed and stuff, like you'll just want to go with their family member to help them afterwards. So so they'll come back, I'll talk to them, tell them what's gonna happen, and then like I'll send the family member up to the waiting room, and then like when everything's done, because despite the fact that I'm the office manager and also one of the nurse practitioners, I can't get anyone to help me in procedures ever. But anyway, so when I'm done doing everything by myself, I like my walk up to the waiting room is like filled with dread, because I'm thinking to myself, like, how am I going to possibly recognize the person that I just met for 2 minutes that I sent back up to the waiting room? But on the other hand, I just did like an hour-long thing with their family member, so like they expect that I knew who so I can't just like go up like I never met them and be like, oh, is so and so's wife up here, because I did just meet them. So like it's just like, so far it's never been like really bad where I've like really like fucked it up. But I mean, some of the time I will like walk out very slowly and wait for someone to like clearly look up and recognize me.
I think everybody does that, you know.
But I don't know. It's like really a fear. Like once a week it happens once or twice.
It's because, like I try, and I've given up for a little bit, but I try to go on like all these dates, and then you see just pictures of people, or like you meet them once and you go on a date with them, and then like you look around and you meet up somewhere and you're like, oh God, where are they? And then you see like 3 or 4 people that look very alike, and then you're like, and then they come up to you and you're
a
like,
big
hey,
wave, like, hey, and waving on the whole group.
Right. Hey, how's it going? Or the worst about dating profiles is every girl has 5 of 6 of their pictures, they have 6 other girls with them, and then the last one, it's only 4. So you're like, you have to do this scavenger hunt. Like, well, her hair, this one's in this photo, and then you're like, is that the girl? And then
you're like soft for X.
Yeah, and then you're like,
and then she's the fat girl. Like, no, I was wrong.
Yeah. She wasn't even into the pictures.
I didn't carry the one.
Yeah. So it's very difficult.
We love our fat listeners.
Yeah. I don't love them.
Oh, see, I don't care about that.
No, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
I'm pretty fat.
Yeah, I mean, me too. But I mean, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I forgot to carry that. I loved it. Yeah. So, but something happened to me this Saturday, and I didn't recognize someone. Maybe they were just beeping at me. I was at Wawa, and there's a parking, the Wawa, and then you have to walk across a parking lot to the gas. So I went to go get gas, then I walked to the Wawa to go get a cup of coffee, and then this young lady beeps, and I turn around, and the car's like maybe 30 feet away, and I'm like, what? Are they beeping at me because I'm crossing the road? And then she smiles and waves, and I didn't recognize her face, so I smile and wave, and I'm like, I got real nervous. I was like, maybe she thinks I'm cute or something, or someone's gonna go, you didn't recognize me, and I'm like, oh God, I don't want to deal with this right now. So it was
so his head's real big right now.
Yeah.
Because this girl beat. I mean, like his D was out at the time. It's just to tell you about the story. So I think she was acknowledging that.
All right.
That's a job well done. So
yeah, my pants fell down.
Yeah.
So it was very embarrassing.
But you enjoyed it. That's all that matters.
Yeah. No one else did.
I just got the weird image now of I went to LaSalle and driving through Albany. I remember there was like this girl that a couple of times, she this really like Not the kind of person you'd want to see do this. Like, like,
is that the most tactful way? Yeah.
yeah,
There's this girl. You don't want to see her do this.
yeah. And I don't even. I feel like she was like underage to do this sort of thing too. But I don't remember specifically. But it was like on a major intersection. She was like flashing cars going by, and it's like a really weird thing to see in real life. So like really see somebody do that.
Yeah, as a child, like as 11 to 16, like, oh, there's a girl out on Olney. She's flashing cars. You're like, run out there. Your feet look like the fucking Wile E. Coyote
Yeah.
running to the thing. And then as an adult, you're not really sure.
Yeah, no, it was like pretty gross. I feel like anytime I've seen anyone's boobs in public, it was like pretty gross. It's like, it's like never what you think it's going to be as the person, I think. But yeah, I just remember like
But you always still investigate. You're
yeah,
like,
I
"There's
mean,
boobs
you gotta
out there,"
look,
like,
yeah. But yeah, I just have a very clear image of like her flashing cars going by, and like a couple people like yelled stuff out the window, and it was like a long light. And
and you still jerk off to it.
and I remember there was like a crossing guard there, which makes it more awkward because like in the morning when people were going to school, like I was going to school, and the crossing guard like pushed her in the street, like to try to like get her to go away. And I don't know, like it's like weird enough that you're like flashing people in the middle of like Olney, and then like they'd be like basically reprimanded by like a semi-authority figure for having your boobs out in public. It's just such an awkward scene. I don't know.
What do you think the purpose behind that is?
I don't know. Maybe who knows? Maybe she's like a voyeur. Maybe she had like a boyfriend or something that was like into like the voyeurism stuff and like wanted to watch her do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was like real awkward.
Well, when it comes to relationships, I think we're two different guys, but
Yeah.
I think where we do agree upon is like, you're my woman,
Yeah.
and if you're gonna be sexy like when you're not with me, why don't you just be sexy like when you're with me? You know,
real,
you know.
real caveman attitude. But yeah, I know it's a stupid jealousy thing, and I have a problem with it. But yeah,
it's what you believe.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think the issue, and I feel like we talked about this on one of our non-published podcasts.
Who knows when they're going to be published?
Yeah, but I think like one that will never like see the light of day, or like the sound of light of sound. I don't know.
Sound of ear.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever.
But yeah, I was talking about like Kelly had gone to like a party, and she was getting really dressed up for it, and like it kind of made me mad because we never go anywhere and get dressed up and stuff, so it kind of made me jealous. Like oh, I see you in like sweatpants like 24/7, and you know, and you're gonna like be all hoey for this, but like I think fucking not. Like I don't know. So, but but the girl flashing people made me think of somebody I'm friends with on Snapchat recently. They were like, it was like a bunch of people that were out like down the shore at like one of those like resort places, and the one girl like had her boobs out like in the Snapchat. Again, it wasn't like somebody you'd really want to see do that.
Full nipple,
like full boob out.
Ugh.
But like I just couldn't imagine like Snapchatting like someone that you're supposedly friends with like with their boobs out.
Is it people we both may know?
No, of course it's South Philly people.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're you know the person who Snapchat it, not the person whose boobs were out.
Oh, okay. Because most of them I would never want to see.
Yeah, it's not the person you'd want to see.
Okay, yeah, because a lot of them, as your dad puts it, the cattle's coming home or something like that. Because a lot of them, like, even if I was desperate, I'm like, nah.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a girl. I mean, this girl I really don't know that well. Like I think I met her once or twice, but I don't know. That's like the most disrespectful thing ever to like. I mean, I guess she doesn't care because she's out in public with her boobs out, and like that's pretty gross. And like, I guess she's like not that secure or whatever person, but I mean to like be someone that you're like friends enough with that you went on vacation with them, and to, like put their shit out there like that. I don't know. I just think that's pretty rude.
Some people are definitely going to be uncomfortable with that.
Yeah, I mean, it was like the same thing as like the middle of Olney Ave thing. Like it was like I watched it because it was like weird. It was like why is this actually happening right now in my Snapchat story?
Like I said, you always still have to investigate.
Yeah.
But sometimes you're just gonna regret it.
Yeah, I think because it's like burned in my head now. Like I feel like I will. I feel like these two images of these like, not attractive flashing situations
But
are like burned in my memory.
but if you didn't see it, you hear it through the grapevine. You're
Yeah,
like, fuck, I wanted to see that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, yeah. If somebody else talked about it like next week, I'd be like, fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know. The thing that sucks about Snapchat is I feel like I would have wanted to send you that, but I mean you can't like screenshot somebody's Snapchat story.
Because you see it, yeah.
Yeah, because then it's like, why are you taking a picture of this girl's boobs? Like that's weird. That would have been extra creepy.
Imagine that, like you screenshot like disgusting boobs, and then Kelly hears about it, and she just like pulls out her boobs, and you're like, you want those over these, and she's gonna like she leaves you over.
She storms
that.
out.
Yeah.
She's leaving her mom's house for a week.
Yeah,
yeah.
And you're like, but I want this OJD, and she's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's not even that. Like,
enough with the lies.
Yeah, it's not even an argument.
Yeah.
It's not even an argument.
No, it's never an argument. I'm just wrong.
Yeah. But it's not something you wouldn't even deal with, something, you're just like, I don't find it attractive. I just find it as an oddity.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm starting to learn, or like what I've definitely learned somewhat, but I'm starting to learn more in this relationship versus like past relationships is that, is that it's better just to not even breach a subject that could be bad. Like if there's something that's like totally innocent and like you have no ill intent with it, but like it could be construed as bad, just don't do it.
Yeah.
just don't even put yourself like in the vicinity of temptation.
Yeah.
Like, it's better just to stay away.
Like for instance, if one of her friends has like, even if it's like a super nice top,
yeah.
but their cleavage is sticking out. Hey, it's a nice top. Oh, what are you looking at her titties? You're like, no, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, I mean, she is. She has some attractive friends, and like, I think I'm a guy. Like, it's obvious. Like, I mean, if you find like one of your girlfriend's friends attractive or something, I think it's like, if somebody you hang around a fair amount, like I think it becomes obvious. I think as long as you don't make it awkward, it's like okay. I don't know. One of Kelly's friends and like her daughter were gonna like sleep, like we're gonna stay over the other night because it was like on the weekend and stuff, and I was working anyway, so I wasn't really even home. And like I made a joke like, I'm gonna sleep in the middle, like, but
of Kelly and her, not her and the daughter.
Yeah.
That'd be real creepy.
Yeah.
I'm like, get out.
Yeah, and she found that funny, like it was fine. I don't know. So
with the great teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Favorite. So, but yeah. So Game of Thrones this week. I feel like we have to talk about it.
The season will be over.
Yeah.
But whatever. What are you gonna do?
I just have to talk about it with somebody though. I mean, I don't think anyone probably. I mean, no one's listened to this podcast for Game of Thrones facts or opinions or anything. But but I'm assuming.
Well, most stories and most things about almost 99% of things I talk about, I can't pronounce either half the words or come up with something.
Yeah.
So
So the thing that's bothered me this season is that I feel like part of what made Game of Thrones great was that it was very unpredictable, and they didn't do any fan service. And this year, I feel like the last like maybe half a year have been all about fan service. Like, Arya, getting all these revenge killings and stuff, and Ed Sheeran in the show. I really struggle with Ed Sheeran in the show. I like what I feel about it.
For all like 3 minutes?
Yeah, but I have opinions about him in a minute, but
his singing was great.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah, I mean that's what he does though.
Oh, real quick,
Yeah.
Dunkirk.
Yeah.
One of the stars was the guy from One Direction.
Really?
Yeah, he was one of the stars. And
Zayn?
No, I don't know his fucking name.
Harry.
Harry Styles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
And I didn't know it was like from One Direction. And someone
it's
asked
Harry Styles. Yeah.
someone asked the director. They're like, "Hey, do you know why'd you cast Harry Styles? He did really great." He's like, "I didn't know who Harry Styles was. He just did really good in the audition."
That's cool.
Yeah.
But I was saying though, so my issue with Game of Thrones though is that I feel like George R. R. Martin's writing style is very, very realistic, and that means sometimes like often not giving people what they want because he's not telling a fantasy story, he's telling a story in like a fantasy setting, but he's trying to tell a realistic story, or at least a story that follows like the rules of logic. So often you don't get what you want as fans, but that's what makes it interesting. Like the seasons were very not formulaic, but I feel like the last 6 months they've gotten away from that. I mean, now the source material is pretty much gone. They're working off of like their own writing at this point. D&D, and they and just what they're doing is they've turned this like hyper realistic story in a fantasy world into a fantasy story, which
Right.
is like not what we wanted. Like that's not what we've signed up for the first like 4 or 5 seasons.
Right.
That's not what makes the show interesting. I mean, at this point, it's just like a phenomenon, and like they have all the hype, so like so people are going to watch it till the end. But it kind of makes you nervous because first off, I'd like to see all the prequel stuff that they're supposedly going to do, and if like people lose interest because they forget how to tell a story, like I wonder if that stuff's gonna happen. Second off, it's a shame to like have this really weirdly skewed like show universe, um, and I think part of the evidence for that is that I watch a handful of people on YouTube that talk about Game of Thrones, and I feel like I basically knew what the last few episodes were gonna be, like before they happen, because they've become such predictable. Like they're telling a fantasy story now, so we know how fantasy story goes. We've watched plenty of them. Again, we watched Star Wars, we've watched Lord of the Rings. Like we know how fantasy stories work, so we know, okay, these are the pieces, here's where they're at, here's what's definitely going to happen next. And for the last few episodes, basically what's happened, and it's been boring as shit. I mean, there's been exciting moments, but like the actual story arc has been like pretty boring. So High Garden this week finally broke that. Like I didn't see anyone.
Oh, the High Garden stuff was crazy. I was like,
It was
what?
awesome.
Yeah.
So I mean, I didn't hear anyone even mention the word High Garden in like listening to probably 2 or 3 hours of like Game of Thrones podcast in the last week, and it was like such a good twist, and it was so like I mean. I don't know though. I mean, I'm not rooting for Daenerys, so I wonder what the average show watcher is thinking at this point.
I'm not actually rooting for anyone because I think it's like you said, like the show, like that part, like all those parts have gotten so stupid. The Cersei, the Daenerys, all I'm really caring about is really story characters. Like what's the Hound up to? What's he doing? That's the battle for the North. Like what's going on with that? I think that's more interesting than the rest of Westeros.
Yeah.
The battle for the North.
But Lion still has claws.
Huh?
So Lion still has claws.
What's that?
From the one line from the Reigns of Castamere.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and I'm super pro Lannister. I mean, I've been pretty invested in Jaime's story for a while. I think I talked about it here before. I feel like I identify with Jaime somewhat.
Yeah, Jamie really is torn because when Olenna talks to Jamie about like, oh, she's gonna bring you down too, and he's like, oh, she's like, but you love her, and he's like you can tell.
That's all you can do, Jamie.
Yeah,
that's all you can do.
Yeah, and then she's like, I want you to let Cersei know, like, I killed your son.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I so I don't remember talking about it here before, but I really identify with Jamie because I feel like, he's done all these good things in life, but on the other hand, he really embodies like, how you make all these promises to all different people in life, and it's essentially impossible to keep them all, and how sometimes you have to make tough decisions in life, and if you make the wrong decision, I mean, essentially you can get branded as like, no matter how many good things you do in life, like, oh, you did this one really bad thing, so now that's all you are. So I don't know. I identify with that in Jamie. So I've written for the Lannisters for a little while, but I mean, I'm totally bought into Cersei at this point. Because I mean, last season everything was crumbling, and it was like she's just gone crazy, and now it's like, she wasn't that crazy. She's the new Littlefinger. Now that Littlefinger is like a blubbering idiot and like talking in nonsense, like I don't know, prophecy shit. Like now Cersei's the new Littlefinger.
Yeah. fight all your battles. The ones in front of you, the ones in back of you, the ones north.
Fight all
the
your
one-
battles everywhere
yeah,
in your
fight-
mind.
Yeah, in your mind. You were one of the best schemers there were.
Yeah.
You always had a plan, and now you just tell, you tell Sansa all this stupid shit.
Well, he was a great schemer when he was on the book plot.
Right.
And once the show took him over, they couldn't figure out what to do with him.
Right.
But I don't know. I was waiting for like Littlefinger's that whole ridiculous speech, and then Bran's like this annoying ass hippie saying all the same shit. I was waiting for Sansa to be like, you know what, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to anybody. You're all a bunch of weird ass hippies.
Yeah.
I don't know, because he really said many of the same things that Littlefinger said.
Yeah. I did like John's parts though.
Yeah.
John, I like John. Like she's like bend the knee. He's like no, and he
I like the
was-
Davos parts.
Yeah, yeah. He took a knife in the heart, and she's like, "What now?"
He's like, I didn't say that. Take it back.
Yeah.
Take it back.
But I like how John's he's pretty much like, yeah, I don't care about this meaningless war, and then they like give him the dragon glass. They allow him to mine it, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna go back.
Yeah, he's
now.
like, oh, I still don't care.
Yeah, I still don't care. I'm not gonna bend the knee.
Yeah. But that one scene was I really laughed at the one where it's like, oh, Daenerys Stormborn, breaker of chains, mother of dragons,
Yeah.
queen of the Andals and the
Yeah,
first
the old-
men, and
the
not
old burn-
and not the Rhoynar anymore for some reason. They
Yeah.
forgot about the Rhoynar. And then oh, this is Jon Snow.
This is Jon Snow. Yeah. So I love that, and Jon Snow does not care about anything. They're king. He's like, I'm king of the North, whatever. I don't give a shit. I just, the dead are coming.
Yeah.
And he does. He's like, I'm not bending the knee, and then she's like, you shouldn't blame me for my father. And I apologize what he did to your father and your grandfather, and your uncle and all this other stuff. And he's like, well, I'm not beholden to any of those oaths. He's not even a Stark,
Yeah. Honestly, Jon Snow is the most Stannis character currently. Like,
Right.
he's just very honest. Like, he's not going to blow smoke up anyone's ass. Like, he's honestly like not that interesting. Like, I think in general, Stannis is interesting because of his very concrete right and wrong beliefs, and that's where John's at this point too. Like, that's the only thing that makes him really interesting.
Well, John's not an interesting person because he is a Stark.
yeah.
No, everyone in the books or in the show or whatever, Starks are not interesting people.
Yeah.
They like, here's my mission. That's all I care about.
Yeah. So that is kind of cool to see another like very I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but very like just black and white character because but sort of what was interesting though, I feel like what was interesting earlier seasons is you had all these gray characters. So then when you had a black and white character like Stannis, he really stood out. But I feel like everyone's like black and white now. Like Daenerys is, she's the breaker of chains and she is trying to save the Seven Kingdoms. And Cersei is trying to protect the Seven Kingdoms from the outside invaders. Like, that's black and white.
Right.
And Jon trying to fight the army of the dead. Like, that's black and white. And Jaime's trying to protect his family. Like, that's black and white.
Yeah.
Like where's like the interest at this point? I guess like Euron,
Right.
but I mean he's just fucking crazy. Like, so he's I don't know.
Well,
He's
here's-
like red. Like he's
yeah.
not even gray. I don't
Here's
know.
the thing. No, well, we all know what Euron's up to.
Yeah.
We don't know how he's going to get to where he's going. But then the thing is, does he trust or does he not trust Cersei to not kill him at the
I don't
end?
know.
Like, I feel like,
I think as long as he has the fleet, she doesn't have a choice though.
well, I mean, say they win the war and everything, or, something like that happens.
Yeah.
Because one of the previews shows Jon, Cersei, Daenerys, the Mountain, and a couple other people at Dragonstone.
Okay.
They're all there,
Yeah.
right? And then they show the Mountain kill a white.
Yeah.
So at one point they get a white. This is just for a preview.
yeah.
And the Mountain tries to kill it and it still moves and everything.
Yeah.
So they all get together. So eventually this war is going to come to an end,
Yeah.
right? So here's what I'm thinking: like, if she doesn't need Euron, and she kills off the show writers, kill off Euron for him being tricked.
Yeah.
I'm like, this show's shit.
I
You know what I mean? He's too chaotic to be like to fall for like being murdered.
I could see Euron dying because he like reminds me of Oberon. Like he was like this really interesting character that was like there for a season that was snuffed out.
Yeah. I'm saying if Cersei outsmarts him,
Yeah.
I I'm like the writing's terrible. Like they used him for his purpose and then they kill him. Like I think
So
he's
then it was
too.
Stannis. He
Yeah,
was using it for the big moments.
but I think if they kill him for those reasons, like it's real stupid.
Yeah.
Like they if they're gonna get rid of him, there's got to be a good reason to get rid of him. Like
Yeah.
Yara kills him or something.
Well, I mean, he's like Theon's like arch enemy now, I guess. Now they didn't defeat Ramsay Bolton, but I don't know. I feel like Davos should have pulled out the Stannis line though. Like when he said that, he should have, he was trying to win the Iron Throne to save the Seven Kingdoms when he should have been trying to save the Seven Kingdoms to win the Iron Throne, or the other way around. I don't know.
Makes sense.
Yeah, when he finally decided that he should fight the wildlings and try to protect the wall and stuff and join up with the Night's Watch, and he needed to do that before he could become king.
Right.
As he probably will become in the books. Just saying. In the book, Stannis lives.
Right now, Stannis is the best, second best, commander in Westeros.
Randall Tarley.
Yeah.
But so I feel like though I feel like we I did hear, and like I feel like we kind of knew that that Euron's fleet, and I keep want to say Victarion's fleet because they like definitely merged those characters, but like that Euron's fleet was going to come in behind and trap the Unsullied and stuff. I think we knew that was going to happen, but then when one just saw the Lannister army marching, and then it's like oh shit, they're going to come and slaughter them all now that they're trapped, and then it was Highgarden, and then it was awesome, and then you saw like Randall Tarley in the background, and there's like Bronn riding with Jaime and stuff,
which was also see Bronn like that because now Bronn's like a general.
Yeah, it was cool. I don't know.
Give me 10 good men and some climbing spikes, and I'll impregnate the bitch.
I laughed out loud at that line too.
Yeah.
But I do like the one Preston Jacobs thing. He makes fun of the fact that in the show, like Ramsay like basically destroyed all of Stannis' camp with 20 men, but in the show he says like, I need 20 good men. So in his podcast he makes fun of like 20 of House Goodman wrecked Stannis' camp.
Right.
So
well, I mean it makes sense. He sends 20 men, burns tents, steals food, kills horses. Like
whole camp's gone.
Yeah, it can disrupt it, but not 10,000 men or how many ever men Stannis had.
Yeah, but no, it was, I don't know, but so my fear, going back to the fantasy setting or the fantasy plot, is that, I mean, you really get the feeling that what they're gonna do, and it like makes me worry because it's like gonna be annoying if this happens, is you're just doing the fantasy tropes, so you build up Daenerys to be this all powerful good guy, and then like the bad guys are like, oh no, you're not all powerful, we can do all this shit, and the Unsullied get defeated, and the rebellious Greyjoys get defeated, and Highgarden gets taken over, and then even though all that, Dany is the good guy, so she's going to come in with her dragons and she's going to win in the end, and that would be incredibly cheesy and poor storytelling, and totally antithetical to like Game of Thrones, I believe. If that happens, but you just have the fear that like that's what's going to happen, and all the stuff that's going on is like just bullshit and meaningless, and by the end of the season.
That'd be great if they like one person that you wouldn't expect became king.
Or like if Cersei just won and like they killed the dragons and like Daenerys was like locked in the dungeon,
right.
And it was like, oh, we didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Like that would be cool. I don't know.
Yeah, or like if Cersei, Daenerys, or Jon win, it's very predictable. But like say the Onion Knight becomes king.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll just sit on it. That'd be awesome.
He can't become king. He's like he's an advisor.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, there are some people that are like to be advisors.
Right.
I feel like it's usually the smarter people, like to be in the background. I don't know.
The Iron Bank's back.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
I
showed it in preview them paying the Iron Bank back with Highgarden's money.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Although I heard something today listening to a podcast about that it was weird what they did with the Iron Bank, because the Iron Bank, so the like Bravos was made basically a freed slave city, and they don't believe in slavery. So the Iron Bank is actually anti-slavery. Or no, sorry, yeah, they're anti-slavery, but they're also, for whatever reason, they didn't give the context in this podcast, but they're anti-dragon too. So like, why didn't they just do that in the show? Why didn't they say, oh well, we like Daenerys because she freed all the slaves, she's the breaker of chains, but like we're suspicious of her dragons. But instead they did the exact opposite.
Yeah.
They said, Cersei made the argument, oh well, you guys invest in slavery. They don't invest in slavery, they hate slavery.
Yeah.
So their city was founded from freed slaves. So they for some reason decided to give them the exact opposite motivations as they have in the book, and like I don't know what the reason for. I don't know if they'll give us a reason, or they just wanted to do it.
The only thing I can think about that entire scene was to show that Cersei is as good of a leader as her dad. That's all. That's all that was.
That's what it was. But like, why? I don't know. It was just a weird thing to like just flip their motivations for no apparent reason. But yeah, she's really been very Tywin like.
Yeah.
I heard another like podcast thing about the opinion that I thought was interesting about how, just Lena Headey as an actor, that like both her and Charles Dance that played Tywin Lannister, I think.
Right.
Lena Headey and Charles Dance are both like very, very good actors where, they can, play these very stoic, sort of quiet characters, but like just with their facial expressions. And the guy that plays Jamie is very good with this too. Jamie's had a number of like great, very telling facial expressions recently. That they're very good, and they can just with like a little like, how they, just a facial expression or their eyes or whatever, like you can tell what their motivations or what they're thinking. And they don't have to be over the top.
Like the Olenna and Jamie scene.
Yeah, like Jamie didn't say anything, but you knew what he was thinking.
Exactly what he was thinking.
Versus the girl who plays Daenerys. What's her name?
I don't know, but she's not a very good actress.
Yeah, that's the point. I mean, she tries to play Daenerys the same way as like this very deadpan, like serious ruler, but she doesn't have the acting skill to do like the little subtle body language things that convey character. She just comes off as really flat.
Right.
But she wasn't like that. Like she actually is an okay actress. Like in the earlier seasons when she played Daenerys as more of like a regular person, like it came across really well. But now she's like trying to do something that like doesn't fit her strengths, and for some reason they're letting her do it.
And then John was like, "We're all just children," and she's like, "Oh, you're calling me a child?" I'm like, "That's very childish." You just say,
that's true.
But John made a good point. Like, yeah, we're all just children, like just arguing, and we only have one enemy, and he's not ignorant to the rest of it. It's just they're ignorant to what he's facing.
Yeah. Well, I kind of see their point though. Like, I mean, Cersei's always right there. So I mean, you can't turn your back on them and go north and just abandon everything. I mean, I guess you could though. I guess you could take all your shit and go north because, I mean, well, but I guess it depends because like Moat Cailin in the book is like basically impregnable. I mean, unless Jake Tango Many impregnate the bitch, but I mean, Moat Cailin's basically like unassailable. So in the book, so like they could just flee to the north, fight the White Walkers, and then like in their own time come back and fight Cersei with the north at their back.
Right.
And that's actually probably a more reasonable plan. Like they don't really hash it out in the show, but that's actually not a crazy plan. But
also, it's either going through the swamp area or through the Twins, and now no one knows the Twins is gone.
Well, even the Twins are further south. You still have to get through Moat Cailin.
Yeah, I mean, like all the Moat Cailin and then the Twins.
Yeah.
So once Arya goes back, like, I killed all the Freys. Northern men could actually go man, like Walder Frey talk about like, oh, I'll give you all the guys except for 400 men to protect the Twins, and like that's all he needed to protect it. So like if 1,000 men go to the Twins between Moat Cailin and the Twins, no one's gonna get north.
Yeah, the Lannister army is not getting north. I mean, and what thing I was thinking about this morning. If the North still has Stannis' fleet, Because
The ships.
yeah, Santa's had a whole fleet of ships that they used to ferry the wildlings, and I mean, we never saw them use them. I mean, at least in the show,
Well, I think the
John should still have
mercenaries.
those boats.
The mercenaries may have taken them back.
Were they all mercenary ships?
Yeah,
They're all from like Lice or whatever.
Yeah, the mercenaries that he paid with the gold from the
Yeah.
Iron Bank.
I mean, they were still paid though. Like I
Right.
think they're still. I don't know. I don't know how the contract works exactly, but because if they still have that fleet, then that could counter Euron's fleet too, so you can just ferry people up north. But
Right.
I guess the problems with that would be, you would still leave your other allies, Dorne and the Reach will be vulnerable. Although now that Highgarden's taken, I mean, now that Highgarden's taken, and like who the hell knows who's left rolling Dorne? So Dorne's probably not your ally anymore.
Right.
Now it actually becomes more realistic to just ferry everyone north and just fight them and then come back, because you don't have to worry about those things. But and maybe that's what they're going to talk about, because one of the preview scenes seemed to be like Daenerys going to Jon and be like, "Oh, okay, we should probably talk now."
Right.
Yeah.
So
So maybe that's what they're going to talk about. I don't know. So if this were released this week before next week's episode, this might look really insightful, but
it won't be.
It won't
but,
be though.
Yeah, still iTunes, whatever.
Yeah.
So how was your Miller High Life? Your quart of beer?
So I think I bought too much, so I have to drive home. So I still have like more than a third of it left. So I just get real sleepy. I still have like more than a third of it left because I don't want to like really finish drinking it and then try to drive home. So
Yeah.
I should have gone with like the 24-ounce Miller High, if not the 32-ounce Miller
Yeah.
High Life.
Usually, I don't like wasting beer, but
Yeah.
when you pay $1.31 for a quart of beer,
That's kind of how I feel.
you're not really, whatever. It's not like you're a beer snob.
Yeah.
But that was this week's whole wheat Costa. It's a little longer than normal, but I hope we're doing better. I feel like we're getting better at this, and I enjoy doing it. What about you, Kev?
Yeah. It's good.